Right? Let's start some rules of punctuation quickly. I like you to focus very quickly because we already studied. So the first rule, I told you before about semicolon. Semicolon must before it complete sentence and after complete sentence. Remember, I say sentence. The sentence can be simple, can be
Mm,
compound, can be complex compound.
mm,
So don't be surprised to find one simple, one complex. It can be, but check is it sentence or not. That's your
yeah,
job. Now I am going to check. Follow the rules. Semicolon. So I found the first one, right?
mm,
Now I must find is this piece of information sentence or not?
mm,
This piece of information sentence or not? As we do every time to check is this sentence or not, sentence or fragment, you must find the subject and verb. And
mm,
to find the subject and verb, you must what? Delete any phrase,
mm,
delete any relative clause, delete any non-essential to help you to find subject and verb. So here in preposition phrase, infinitive phrase, and here we
mm,
have preposition phrase. So I found editor's subject, and the last verb, and then the object and the meaning, all of it, complete meaning. So I found the
mm,
subject, I found the verb, I found the complete thought. That means
yeah,
it's a sentence, not fragment. So before semicolon is complete. After it must be complete. I must check again. They want
mm,
to simplify subject matter and. So I found the subject, I found compound the predicate. Everything is correct in agreement and everything. That means it is correct. Now again, before semicolon is it sentence, subject, verb, meaning, correct. After it, we don't have verb, so it is wrong. Because the rule, it must be sentence before and after. Understood?
yeah,
So the rest for your homework, of course.
mm,
Now calling. Be careful about calling, it's very easy. We have some rules, some uses. The rule is before calling it must be sentence. Whatever the sentence is, simple, compound, complex, compound. After the calling, it can be complete sentence or incomplete sentence, but it must be explanation. Explanation can be list, no problem.
mm,
Complete sentence, comma, list. This information must be explanation to something mentioned in the sentence before the calling, not in the paragraph, not in the essay, in the sentence before the calling only, please.
mm,
So this is list to tell you what are the three languages. Three languages already. So it's a sentence. Here again, he mentioned subject verb, complete sentence meaning. And here we have the aspects. What's that? Set, casting, music direction, everything. So this called list. After the semicolon, we can expect it to be sentence, no problem. But is before complete, constitutions had correct. After,
mm,
I don't care. But the meaning, he said here, had a significant advantage. What's that? What is the advantage? It allowed for public servants to be removed from office. So
mm,
correct. So the calling in the correct place before complete. I'm just checking the rules. Here it's the same. Again, can we have a word after the calling? We can have anything. But is it explanation? Yes. This explanation, information to something mentioned before. He said the flag, features,
mm,
the symbols. What is a symbol? An olive branch. Again, the scholar opened the chest and found what many thought had been lost. What had been lost? This, right?
mm,
So before calling, you must check, it must be sentence.
yeah,
I said sentence, not clause, any type of sentence. So now again, check, that's a sentence. Wrong. Why? We have subject, we have verb, but we don't have complete thought. So it's
mm,
wrong. Again, subject, verb, but no complete thought. Wrong. Again, runners, subject, suffer from, verb, injures such as what exactly? The meaning is not complete before calling. Wrong. Understood? Here in the last one, we have complex sentence here. But remember something, after can be conjunction or preposition. Here it's a preposition phrase. Okay, delete. I'm just checking is this sentence a fragment. I found the subject and the verb. Okay, we have subject and verb, but no complete meaning. So before calling, not complete meaning, it's a fragment. Fragment means wrong. Wrong. That's all, my friend. So just check the rules, right? Again, and this is trap. Before, it's a complete, correct? But after, the information after, it's not explanation to something mentioned before. So grammatically correct, but content wrong, because after calling it must be explanation. He got his degree in chemical engineering. Okay, but what does that mean for the family lives there? Talk about family, talk about he. Different meaning. So after calling it must be explanation and take care of this mistake. You will find it a lot in your test. Again, I take all the information from the beginning. You will find it fragment. So it must be wrong. Now it's your turn, number 2.
She has made it a habit to attend the conference every year, taking advantage of the opportunity. Correct.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Before calling, it's a complete sentence. No problem. But after, from this part to this part, is it explanation to something mentioned before?
Mm. No.
No. So the rule must be explanation. So something mentioned the sentence before calling only, not generally. So wrong. Again, your turn. Number 3.
When a team is poorly contained. Correct.
So you make it correct. So it's correct. Before complete, after tell you what means or what is the constellation. All right. So that's right. Dash. In English or in your test, we'll test you for 2 options, 2 uses of dash. 2 dashes. 2 dashes means we have between the dashes information to emphasize, to describe, to modify, to explain anything, but for something mentioned before. So something mentioned before. So the first rule, if you delete the 2 dashes, you will find the complete meaning. Subject, verb. If it is like that, the dash is in the correct place. So we will test you for 2 mistakes. Are the dashes in the correct place? Delete and check. If the sentence has complete meaning, so you need 2 dashes, and the 2 dashes are in correct place. Now again, between 2 dashes, we can expect anything, sentence, fragment, we don't care, but it must be explanation to something mentioned before. For example, here civilization is artistically significant. Why? It is one. So it explains why. Now read without it. Civilization is artistically significant, but, so but from boys, little else subject is noun verb and then complement. So complete sentence, comma, fanboys, complete sentence, full stop, correct. Here we don't have comma because he used dashes. So we cannot use dash with comma. So we change it to dash. Imagine, but it's correct grammatically and meaningfully. So we check the rules on it. So two dashes means additional information to emphasize. And this information is important, by the way. It's not about essential or not. Again, we'll test you for single dash. So single dash equals calling. That's all. Highly base folks. Single dash equals calling. Is before single dash complete? Check. Is it complete? Is it complete? Yes.
Yes.
After, is it explanation to something mentioned before? Yeah, it tell you about the location. It can explain anything, not only the word before. It can explain anything in the sentence, not only the word before the dash. It can be anything. That's all. So it's a challenge to check is this sentence a fragment. Be careful. Some rules for you. So some exercises you must answer at home. It's very
Okay.
easy, but study the rules. Apostrophe it's most common in English, but you must know the common mistakes. Is apostrophe is it refers to it is or it has. You must check meaning. This is part it's a non-standard, always wrong. Here as you know possessive s for singular. To understand it's so easy. There it's adverb. There it's adverb. Look, delete the adverb. Delete the phrase, you will find the subject and verb. So it's a sentence and the meaning is complete, so use full stop. Of course, you understand the possessive s. It's so easy. To understand it, make it like that. Version. The land of the farmer. Does it make sense? Yes, so correct. Now the results of the survey, correct. So simple. But you must check something. If the noun before apostrophe has plural s, you must delete the possessive s like that. This is plural s, not possessive s. This is possessive s. You know it? But the meaning must check in the paragraph, in the sentence, in the essay. What does the writer mention? Mention employee one or employees plural. You must read. So revise well. All of these notes for you. Here again, look, it's wrong. Why? Because we don't need possession. I'm not talking about something related to the apple. Talking about the apples. So we don't need apostrophe or apostrophe s. So apostrophe or apostrophe s refers to possession. Again, no one knows exactly how Sturgis made his violin. We're not talking about anything related to violin. So be careful. So common mistakes revise at home. Here it's correct. Why? Because we are talking about the house of parents and the parents of Sandra. The house of parents of Sandra. So yes, we spent the holidays at the house of parents of Sandra. Sandra single, we need possessive s. Parents plural, we don't need possessive s. And the house is singular. Why? Because the family has only one house. Remember, we check everything, agreement, numbers, gender, plural, everything. Now it's your turn, try.
Page of exam. Hey,
Wrong. Before apostrophe, it's a plural. Are we talking about stomachs? The human has many stomachs?
no.
So, in general, about the human being, one person, singular. So stomach must be singular, and then a possessive class, and then the meaning, what does it refer to? Better, look here, here we need apostrophe because we are talking about ability of the stomach. Here we don't have, so without thinking, wrong. Here it's a plural, wrong. Look, plural, wrong. In second. Try again.
Can you 20 years protein increase like 50%. يبقى سي برضه.
Remember, Ali, we don't speak in Arabic. So letter C correct. Train your brain to store English, or will lose your brain and be mad person. Good friends will hate you. Now, here's the rest for your homework, as usual, because you are strong. Quotation mark, you know, this is something very easy, but you should know what is it. It's very simple. As you know, for the quotation mark, if we give you a quotation here, you need another quotation. So, very simple, right? But look, we have calling. Yes, after calling, we can use anything to explain something before. Can you check? Acknowledge the difficulty. What is the difficulty? That. So we have a formal quotation to prove something before calling. Before it's a complete sentence, correct? After it can be anything, but to something mentioned before. So that is brilliant. But check the quotation marks. Of course, we use a comma before the opening quotation mark. The opening, look. Be careful because we test you before the opening the quotation mark. Look. So be careful. Inside the quotation, expect another word of writing. Could be anything. Like that complete sentence, comma, present participle phrase. So between quotations, it's a different sentence. That's why. So be careful. Here we have a lot of examples. Study at home and read the notes carefully. Here, of course, we have exercises. Please do it at home. Here for princess, you know princess. The writers use it to add additional information, and this information is very important. He can use two dashes, no problem. He can use two commas, it's okay. He can use two parentheses, no problem. But remember, when we delete, the meaning is still correct. If you delete between them, meaning is not correct, the answer is wrong. Understood? So be careful, friend. Now let's go to the next. Now we need to know why it's wrong. Simply delete between the parentheses and delete. Some features aimed, subject verb, at safety in cars, do little. So what does it mean? Features to understand reason.
No.
So I don't understand what's going on, but simply, if you would like to, I don't understand, then you have something wrong. Here we put comma. We put comma with princess. You need second princess or two commas. So punctuation is wrong. So another point. So don't be surprised to have a double quotation here. Quotation marks. It can be simply delete between the parentheses and read. After reading, you will find past participle phrase. Remember the phrases. Phrase is very, very important. Past participle phrase, you need comma before you start your sentence. So if the writer wanted to add information before the comma, to use parentheses, no problem. So this comma because past participle phrase. This parentheses because you have second parentheses. So simple. So this is correct, of course. Be careful, common mistakes. Now, as I told you, before this first dash completes with the second dash. Yes or no?
Mm. Yes.
Look again. Look, you will find before calling a complete sentence, subject verb meaning. After it explanation.
Mm.
Why not? Before the calling, he won't.
Mm.
It's okay, as we did, as we know. So,
Mm.
correct. Question mark, you must check is it direct question or indirect. So revise the indirect style. Like that. She asked what time he arrived. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you she asked. So it's indirect. So and already have order of sentence, subject verb order of sentence. But here order of a question. It's a question mark. This so easy. So you remember it. Revise. Exclamation points we will not test you for. But you must understand that exclamation language.
Mm.
And don't worry, we will not test you for exclamation. So if you found the exclamation in any answer, it must be wrong. Don't worry. Commas. Commas, very, very important. Remember, your future in college depends on the uses of comma. If you don't
Mm.
understand the comma uses, you will not enter college. It's a
Mm.
fact. I told you when we studied phrases that if the writer used the phrase or phrases at the beginning, comma, comma, and then start your sentence. So
Mm.
phrases, complete sentence, full stop, correct. You understand, my friend?
Yes.
This is the first rule. So the writer can use any phrase, preposition phrase, comma, transition words, no problem, like adverbs, apostrophe phrase, it's okay. Any type of phrase, comma, and sentence can be. So you know, comma for fanboys. I told you about the rules. Complete sentence, comma, fanboys, complete sentence, full stop, correct. But be careful about point. Very important. I say sentence. It can be any type of sentence.
Mm.
Complex, compound, simple, complex, compound, any type. Any type.
Mm.
So check is this sentence or not. If it's not sentence, delete the comma. Subject verb. But here we don't have subject. It lacks a subject. So delete the comma.
Mm.
Simply here, is it sentence? No, delete the comma. Because it's compounded of two things only. Start
Mm.
woman, he race car driver. So woman, human with a human, singular, single parallelism. But only two. We don't need any punctuation. Please listen carefully. Now here, the second rule. I told you about it, by the way. What's it? What is it?
Mm.
Simply for the subordinated conjunction. If the subordinated conjunction at the beginning, you need to complete sentence. I say sentence. It can be simple, complex, and whatever it is.
Mm.
Check. Do we have? Yes, we have. So it's correct. So you must memorize the subordinated conjunction as you memorize your name.
Mm.
Please search for them and memorize all of them. Don't
Mm.
trust a test maker. So the comma in the
Mm.
middle. The comma before you start the new, not in any place.
Mm.
Here, if the subordinated conjunction in the middle, simply complete subordinated conjunction complete, but without comma.
Mm.
Without comma. If it is subordinated conjunction, not fanboys. Again, the relative,
Mm.
essential or non-essential, okay, we can use the dashes. Simply delete it, you will find simple sentence or any type of sentence, but complete sentence meaning. So the comma is in the correct place and the clause describes the noun before. You must test everything. Subject verb agreement, the clause describe or not, it's a complete sentence or not, everything. So please revise all of these notes at home.
Mm.
Coordinate adjectives. So we have two adjective, adjective, noun. Please memorize the rules between the noun and the adjectives here. We don't use any punctuation here. Between the adjectives, we can use comma. We have some exceptions. I'll tell you later, but try. Again, we need to know, can we use and or not? We can use comma or and, by the way, if it is coordinate adjective. Coordinate means I cannot change the order. It does not make sense. If I change the order, it makes sense, the same, no problem. If it is, we can use comma or and. But we have common mistakes. Ali, please focus on. If the noun can be noun plus noun, okay, all of it only noun. So we have only one adjective. So we don't use any punctuation between them here. And of course, we don't use punctuation here. So you must memorize bound nouns in English, most of them. Here, can you change orders? Of course not. So can you see electric new car and guitar? No. Electric guitar, it's only one noun. Cannot order. Look, change order. So be careful. Now Ali, please check. Number one, is it correct?
You was no.
Why? Adjective, noun. Between the adjective and noun, no comments. So try again.
The new version of the drone comes with higher process. Correct.
So it is correct. It is correct. But I need to know why. Adjective, noun, no punctuation, correct. But look, please look. Adverb, adjective, compound noun. Remember, adjective, adverb defies adjective, and adjective modifies noun. Between them, here, there, we don't use any punctuation. No punctuation, so it's correct. Look. So the rest for your homework. Another use is for commas, and I will send you today, inshallah, recorded video about it. More. Here to set off presentical element. Presentical element means information in the middle between two commas as non-essential. Delete it. It can be transition words, it can be expression from the writer, it can be a break in style from formal to formal, whatever it is. But if you delete between two commas, it makes sense. The sentence is still complete. So that's why. But we test you for the meaning. Transition word in the middle, we need two commas, not one comma only. Of course. And of course, we can set off a quotation. Here, essential and the non-essential. Do you remember? Do you remember the common mistake I told you? Title, name, we don't need punctuation. The title, the name. No punctuation between them. If it is opposite, we can use. Look, name, title. We can use commas. Why? Because the title is not important. The name important. So memorize it like that. Title, name, no commas. That's all. If it's opposite, commas. So title, name. Understood? Yes. So revise all of these notes. Let's go. And let's test here. What is number one?
Correct.
So number one, correct. That is right.
Then she first moved to New York.
Yeah, so we have here the title, the name. So
Mm,
that's for your homework. That's all, Mehdi. So here we have another shift for, could be shift, it could be contrast, it could be distinct pause, whatever it is. But if you delete it, it does not make sense. Delete, it makes sense. Delete, makes sense. The sentence is not affected if you delete it. But if you delete and the meaning affected, so it's wrong. But what you expect, it could be contrast, it could be similarity, it could be anything of these. So please revise.
mm,
Here again, and this part is very important. Very, very important. Present participle phrase. It could be used after what it modifies, like that. A log showing each item's origins. So what shows the log? What is requested? The song. Remember, it's important. Participle phrase could be near to what it modifies. Here, what connecting the two neighborhoods, the line. So put the phrase after what it modifies directly.
mm,
But we have another rule, and that's most common in the test. It could be, it could be at the end of the sentence, but it does not describe the word before. You
mm,
need comma. So if it modifies the word before it directly like that, you don't need comma.
mm,
If it doesn't, you need comma. So the verb here, it could describe to a word in the sentence or the whole situation. Remember that
mm,
very important. The comma, always simply check it. What is sustaining entire ecosystem? The water? No.
mm,
The water? No. So you need comma. Here,
mm,
what leads? The date? No. So you need comma. Simply. So we choose the meaning. The meaning of vocab can help you. Of course, this is simple uses. If you feel here is this city, state, you don't understand it. Very easy.
mm,
Now here comes gone bad. This is rules very easy. Anything against the rules we studied called unnecessary punctuation. Simply
mm,
here, two complete sentences joined by comma run on mistake. Look, as I told you, complete sentence, comma, complete sentence, wrong. Complete sentence, nothing, complete sentence, run on mistake, wrong. This is mean. So because there is no rule for that. So be careful. Here again, look, subject, comma, verb, object, wrong. You should not separate the subject from the verb, except if
mm,
we have no essential like that. Okay, if no essential, it could be, no problem. So that is revised at home. Here's a comma after from boys. I said before. So any mistake, delete the answer.
mm,
Here again, mistakes, he should not separate the preposition phrase. Look, here he said, produce examples. So we don't need
mm,
comma. Here for preposition phrase, should not separate it. Comma mistakes. Revise, please. Everything at home. Very simple.
mm,
Here, common questions, and now official questions. I will answer number one and then we'll finish. Keep the rest for your homework.
mm,
Always follow the rules. Before semicolon, it must be complete. Before and after. Is this complete sentence? No,
mm,
so is wrong. Full stop equals semicolon.
mm,
Be before and after, it must be complete. Is it sentence? No, fragment, so wrong.
mm,
Again, here, it subject was verb, so we have to complete sentence. Complete, comma, complete, wrong. So wrong. For calling, before calling, it's a complete here. Yes. After, I don't care. But does it refer to something mentioned? Yes. He said became one of the most recognizable symbols. So this is one of the symbols. So calling correct. So D correct. Just check the rules. Just check the rules. Again.
Okay.
I take the information before. Is it sentence or fragment?
Mm,
In the phrases, you will find it fragment. So
mm,
semicolon wrong. Full
mm,
stop before wrong. Here colon before wrong. So without thinking the look. Simple. I just follow the rules.
yes.
So we keep the rest for your homework.
Okay.
Plus the vocab lessons, plus reading, plus 100 question file will be sent to you because you are a strong engineer. Okay, my friend. Yes.
Okay.
Now it's time